to see what the average person sees? How'd you come to that conclusion?
That's a good question. So, I mean, it gets into a kind of sticky philosophical topic, which is like, hey, how do I know that what I call red is what you call red?
How do you know I'm just not seeing something
maybe it's flipped around, right?
Yeah.
But I think, there's this thing called color naming, which is that there's all these names that we have for colors, and they actually kind of form a structure that makes sense in this particular kind of way. And there are certain colors that are kind of opposites, like hot versus cold. You have like blue versus yellow. It's like something cannot be both blue and yellow at the same time. They're fundamentally opposing. And same thing is true of red versus green. Those are fundamental opposites. So one of the things that people with color blindness tend to do is they tend to avoid talking about colors because they get kind of confused easily, and they don't want to be embarrassed by calling something the wrong thing. So they just look for other attributes, and they say, "Oh, that's a beautiful tree. It's big. It's it has a lot of leaves." But maybe the color might be the last thing that they mention. And what we've been able to see with these glasses is that in many instances, people write back to us after wearing them for months, perhaps even, and say, something really interesting is happening now. This whole world of color just starts to make sense to me now. And it becomes just easier to sort it all out and name the colors correctly. And in some cases, even when they're not wearing the glasses, they have this kind of persistence effect. Like, so they've sort of finally learned their colors correctly, which I think is kind of exciting because that.
Well, see, now, like in my case, I can take color tests and pass them, but I can't do any of the dot tests. Once it gets done, I can do some of them, but I can't do like any of there's a lot of pictures I can't see.
Yeah, the dot tests are very difficult. There's some other, we have some extra difficult tests that we have here at EnChroma. So when we're testing someone, if they pass some of the basic tests, like the D15 test, then we switch over to the harder version to look for, measurable improvements.
Now, if you wear the glasses for long periods of time, can your eyes kind of adjust? I mean, is there a way to?
I would say it's more like your brain kind of adjusts. Like it, for example, in one case, there was recently I was speaking with another reporter, and he's a very strong Dutan, and he actually had the glasses. He had to wear them for about a week, actually, before he started to notice things. And then when he did, he said he reported positive results. He said, I'm actually starting to see certain colors now, and I can sort them out correctly. And I thought that was very interesting because he has a very strong case, and it just shows that, sometimes it takes a while for the brain to kind of adapt to that new information.
Oh, I see. But that's why it takes time.
So it really depends. Some people are instant, and some people it can take hours or possibly even weeks.
So I notice I have some of the problem with blue and purple. Mm-hmm. Is there a possibility of orange versus red sometimes?
Yes, that can happen. It depends. It's all of these things become more difficult when in certain like visual conditions. So, for example, a really common one that people report is the color of stoplights at nighttime. Like whether it's a blinking yellow light or blinking red light, that can be very difficult to see. Have you ever had that?
I don't have any of those issues.
Okay.
Well, thank God. I don't want any more issues than I have. My dad has, though. He talks about that.
Traffic tickets and stuff is they can't see. They can't tell if it's a red or yellow light at nighttime.
That's awful. Because then you can't even tell where it is in the position of the.
Exactly. So you lose that positional information. But really, the reason it's so difficult is because traffic signals are actually they're far away from you and they actually are very small. So you're not getting very much information from them. Whereas, if it was a large piece of paper that was on your desk, you could more easily identify what color it is.
So are you the only ones at this point who has a product like this?
I think, other companies have tried to bring products to market to help people with color vision deficiency. The first one that we know about commercially was launched in the 70s, and it's like a red contact lens that you wear in one eye. And what it does is it kind of like causes a certain unnatural appearance to certain colors that gives you a clue that the color is there, but it's not really helping your color vision. It's actually exploiting like a binocular difference between your two eyes to sort of give you an extra clue. Mm-hmm. So EnChroma is the first company to come out with a lens product that doesn't do that and actually operates by enhancing the spectral purity of the colors.
It goes to the source issue, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is just phenomenal. So now what else can you do with this application? Are you starting to be able to see future down the road things that we can do with technology and apply it in other ways?
Oh yeah, I think this will become, an increasingly important area where you see like what we call kind of intelligent filtering lenses. And, with what we have, the kind of know-how that we've put together, there's a lot of potential for us to explore other ideas and other concepts on this platform.
Maybe we're not seeing things that exist in the light spectrum because we only see a little part of the light spectrum, right?
Well, that's true. That is true. And people would like to have X-ray vision or see into the ultraviolet like birds do and stuff like that. I don't see that as an immediate possibility for us, but there's definitely room for optimizing this lens to perform best in various situations. Well,
and the technology can be applied farther along. Like that's like a leap forward. But if you start thinking, you're just doing step one, right? We're just doing step one. We're letting people see the red-green light spectrum better.
Yeah.
But what happens if we get past the light spectrum that is actually normal for us? That nobody really sees. Maybe other animals. If other animals can see it, we should be able to see it somehow, maybe. I don't know. Is there those possibilities? That's really fascinating because there's some ideas that there's things in our atmosphere and our air and stuff that we can't see. Like even little animals and stuff we can't see.
Well, that's true. Yeah. We have a tool called a spectrophotometer, and that kind of gives you a true window into like what's happening in the electromagnetic spectrum across the whole visible and into the infrared and stuff like that. So we use that a lot for measuring things to kind of.
So have you seen anything interesting in that?
Oh yeah. I mean, every different kind of, light in the world, has a unique spectral signature. So, whether it's a fluorescent light or an LED light or an incandescent light, you can use a spectrophotometer, you can measure that. And, this is relevant to the EnChroma glasses actually, because, it's not obvious when you just look at the glass. It looks like a sort of ordinary sunglass lens.
Yep.
But it's actually the transformation of light that it's performing is sort of invisible to your eyes until you look through it. So we have to use more sophisticated tools even just to analyze the performance of our own product.
Well, yeah, because it would be hard. Are all of you colorblind?
I'm not colorblind, but we do have several colorblind people in the company. So whenever we need to test something, we just go out and
grab them.
Plenty of eyeballs.
Check this out.
Test on. Yeah, exactly.
How fascinating is this? So now what is your strategy? Is it all sunglasses, or is there indoor ones too?
Yeah, there is a lens. It's called the CX65, and that one is the lightest in coloration. And we recommend that one primarily for use with computers and digital media and, say, going to the movies and watching a movie or something like that.
Because that makes the movies seem just incredible. So I don't like going to 3D movies because I just feel nauseated and stuff. And it probably has to do with my not seeing every color perfectly. If I wore those glasses under, on top of the 3D glasses go on top of those, have people reported that a 3D movie is a lot better?
I'm not sure about the interaction with 3D, if that would help or not.
Just the experience of watching a movie that's in 3D. A regular movie is better, you're saying. But
I'm not sure one way or the other. I know that there's definitely people who say that they take the glasses to movies. I can't recall if they're 3D movies in particular.
Oh, that's a big deal. You got to test it out. You got to test it out and report back. Because that's a big deal. Because I just avoid them because I'm like, oh, they make me sick. But I'm wondering if it would make a difference.
We need to take a short break, and we'll be back with Business Game Changers in a moment.
Get ready to rid yourself of all that is weighing you down and holding you back from living the life you want for yourself. Coming Clean, The Art of Transparency with Catherine Moss is a hit show for women in recovery who are ready to live life on purpose. Tune in and let Catherine help you live your truth one day at a time. Live each Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
On the cutting edge of the new mainstream, Christine Upchurch is passionate about bringing together science, psychology, and spirituality in a way that can be applied to our everyday lives for true transformation. The Christine Upchurch Show, stellar conversations to illuminate your journey, engages some of the most outstanding visionaries on the planet in lively dialogue to inspire you to become that bright light you're meant to be. Join Christine every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on KKNW, AM 1150, and Transformation Talk Radio.
Super interesting stuff with these glasses. And if you want to find more information on EnChroma, come to my website at sarahwestall.com, and I'll have information on how to reach them. And I will also have some videos. I'm hoping they will send me these videos so that you can see how it really works with people for, how they see color for the first time, which is just a fantastic thing. But now I'm going to welcome Gary Miller to the program, and he's going to explain how he sold his company to IBM for 7 times. multiple and the highest earnings, highest